EPA, who is trying to dismantle virtually every environmental regulation that protects our air, our water, and our food. We will fight the fossil fuel industry. Which is more worried about their short-term profits than the future of this planet. We will fight the Koch brothers, the second wealthiest family in America, who make most of their money from fossil fuel and who are pouring hundreds of millions of dollars into candidates who refuse to acknowledge the reality of climate change. Our job today, tomorrow, and every day is to transform our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. Our job is to create millions of new jobs in wind, solar, geothermal, and other clean technologies. Our job is, when we get rid of fossil fuel, to have clean air that does not cause asthma and other health problems. Right now, in terms of the fight for our climate and for our planet, there is bad news and there is good news. The bad news, as all of you know, is that the global average temperature has risen 2 degrees Fahrenheit since the late 1800s. The bad news is that, according to NASA, the concentration of atmospheric carbon dioxide is today over 400 parts per million for the first time. The bad news is that most global warming has occurred in the past 35 years, with 16 of the 17 warmest years occurring since the year 2000. The bad news is that the Koch brothers and the fossil fuel industry are spending hundreds of millions of dollars trying to prevent states and communities from transforming their energy systems. That's the bad news, but there is a lot of good news. And the good news is, in this country and around the world, we are winning the fight. Today, wind and solar are now the cheapest sources for new electric power. The average cost for new solar power in 2016 was 13% less than the year before, while wind dropped 11%. And corporate America even understands this reality. They are investing in new renewable capacity, double what was the case with fossil fuel in 2016. Listen to this. Wind power accounts for more than 80% of the new electric generating capacity built in the Midwest and the Great Plains in the last 5 years. In Iowa, 40% of the electricity comes from wind. Texas is producing enough wind energy to power over 5 million homes. Solar energy has grown 100-fold in the past decade. In Chile, solar is now delivering, or will soon deliver, the cheapest electricity any place, anywhere in the world. In February, Denmark generated enough wind energy on a windy day to power the country's entire electric needs. And right back here in little old Vermont, more families are investing in geothermal and air source heat pumps, which can save 70% on heating and 40% on cooling bills. Listen to this, since 1989, despite good growth in Burlington, Burlington is now consuming 4% less electricity than it did in 1989. And Green Mountain Power is one of the most innovative and progressive private utilities in the entire country. Brothers and sisters, this is a fight not just for ourselves. This is a fight for our kids, our grandchildren, and the future of this planet. This is a fight that we cannot afford to lose. As Dave Zuckerman and others have mentioned, in order for us to win, we need to bring in this state and in this country millions of people into the political process. People who are prepared to take on the fossil fuel industry, who are prepared to take on the insurance and drug companies, who are prepared to take on Wall Street and the big money interests. Our fight is for clean energy. Our fight is for democracy. Our fight is for a government that represents all of us, not just the 1%. Thank you all.